Welcome back to Magic Tarot Cards. I have your part 2 of the missing lady by the name of Mamta, Bhatt. I believe you spell her last name. I don't want to say her last name because I don't want to say it wrong. But if you haven't watched part 1, do that so you can kind of understand what part 2 is about. She came up missing. She was a mother, married to a man. Believe they're from Nepal, but they lived in Virginia. She was a nurse. She came up missing. Didn't show up to a party, either her baby's party or somebody's party. And husband didn't report her missing until the police actually went looking for her because the family reported her missing. I did part 1, and this is part 2. This will probably be the conclusion. Well, maybe not the conclusion, but this is where it's going to show what really happened to her. I do have the cards pulled already because I have to consult with Spirit first whenever I do missing people. And as I'm shuffling, talking to Spirit, cards fall. So I go ahead and pull them ahead of time because I don't want to lose that information. I have to do a whole lot of shuffling when it's missing people and consult with Spirit. And I don't usually film all of that because it's a lot. All right. I'm meditating for at least 20 minutes with Spirit. So that's a lot to film. All right. But I normally do shuffle in front of the camera. There's a lot of information here. Remember, this is alleged, okay? The information comes from Spirit and the cards, not from me, okay? I have my own thoughts, but I'm going to tell you what Spirit told me. It's what Spirit has to say, all right? Yeah. So don't forget, this channel is branded. You don't have permission to copy or use my content for any reason without my permission. If you want to purchase my cup, the link is in the disclaimer box down below. It will help you manifest good luck, love, and money. I do practice white magic. That's what's on the cup. Nothing harmful. All you're doing is manifesting. If you want a personal reading, contact me. I am the real deal here. Been practicing tarot for more than 30 years, but I've been psychic all my life. Born that way, and I was brought here by Spirit. All right? Other than that, if you're a troll, hater, copycatter, your exit's on the left. You can go. We don't care what you have to say here. Take your attitude, take your arrogance, take whatever it is out the door. All right? We don't care what you have to say here. Post what you will, but remember, I have eyes and ears everywhere. If you feel like you might be talking about me, you just might be talking to one of my eyes and ears that reports back to me. Let's get that straight. And I'm serious about everything I say. I don't play around. I don't play around, especially with my business, my attitude, my character. All right? So let's get started with the reading. I do feel like, actually this fell in the up. I don't know why I had it in the reverse. This man, her husband, carries the 5 of Swords energy. Very manipulative, cunning. He brings drama. I'm hearing drama into her life. Very controlling. He tries to manipulate with his words, his power of aggression. That's what the 5 of Swords is. 5 of Swords is a bad person. It doesn't mean nothing else but that. Anyone that carries a 5 of Swords is someone that will cut you down to the quick. They'll try to manipulate you. You see how the opponents walked away. They couldn't fight no more because the pressure was too much. They threw their swords down. He's stealing all the swords. Swords represent energy, restriction, confinement, things like that. So I do feel like he was this way, and this is what the pressure she felt all the time, living with him. All right? I do feel like at some point she decided to take a break, leave, because I see her leaving here. She might have told him, you know, I need a break, I'm going to leave, or they had a fight. I'm seeing some type of argument, fight that led to her leaving, or maybe she went to spend the night someplace, or something like that, which didn't set well with him, because in their community, you know, the man is the most dominant, and he expects the women to do exactly as he says. Well, she had other things in mind, all right? They expect the women to be very submissive, all right? Well, she wasn't being submissive to him at that point. She wanted to leave, walk away. She was tired of the abuse. I see a lot of abuse, verbal abuse, maybe some physical, but a lot of verbal, mental abuse. All right, so she decided to leave, walk away. take a time out or something to that effect, which I do feel like he had someone watching her. And the first reading, the Page of Swords came out, meaning third-party spying. And on the night that she disappeared, I feel like he had coaxed her back into the house, and that's where they had a big blowout, a big fight, a big, yeah. I don't feel like he planned to actually do away with her life, but I feel like he was close to that. I feel like he was trying to subdue her. They got into huge altercation, is what I'm hearing from Spirit, and a lot of hitting, pulling hair. I'm seeing a lot of hitting, pulling hair. She fell, hit her head. This is where her demise came. I do believe that she's gone into the spirit world, and here's the card here. It didn't fall the first time, but it fell this time. And then the police said there was a big red spot on the carpet, which I talked about in my first video, meaning that's where her head lay, bleeding out, bleeding out, bleeding out. And then the police say that he went to Walmart, bought cleaning supplies, 3 big knives. Okay, so why did he buy? Sorry, y'all, I've been painting red fingers. 3 big knives. Okay, so when the police came, they confiscated the tub. Why did they do that? I'm going to tell you why. Because the police are either going to come out and say that remember y'all, this is alleged, he put her in there or someone put her in there. I'm not going to say he, but she was put in the tub, cut up, cut into pieces. All right. This is alleged. This is what Spirit is telling me. This is what Spirit is showing me. This is what I believe the police believe. This is why I believe that why they confiscated the tub, to look at the marks. When you use a knife in the tub, it's going to leave marks, okay? In those marks, even if you wash the tub out, there's going to be fragments of skin. If he cut her like this and then left marks in the tub, there's going to be fragments of skin in there. Even if he rinsed it out, those tiny, tiny little fragments are going to be stuck in that metal. All right, that's what the police are looking for. I do feel like they're going to come out and say, if they haven't already, they're going to come out and say that or suggest that. Maybe they'll suggest, well, he cut her up. Okay, now is she going to be found? I'll tell you that in a minute. So I do see a lot of crying, upset. After she had left, a lot of crying, upset. She felt very confined, confused, just imprisonment. These are all imprisonment, mental imprisonment, physical imprisonment. She felt just confined all the time. She couldn't live like that anymore. Again, here, more confinement. This is when he brought her back. This is when she left. Okay. Then when she came back into the home, this was her situation here. She couldn't move. She couldn't get out. He was confining her. I don't feel like he tied her up or anything like that, but he would not let her leave. Big fight, upset. Keep hearing big fight and upset. She was abused, like physically abused in a real bad way. I feel like he killed her accidentally. I don't feel like he called her over there and said, already had in his mind, I'm going to kill her, and I'm not supposed to use that word. I'm going to do away with her, and this is what I'm going to do. No, I feel like he called over there to stop her from leaving the family, leaving him, but the altercation got way out of hand to where it ended up in her demise, because he was a very abusive man, which came to an ending. Okay, there's only one death card in the tarot deck, but there's several that indicate that. This is one that indicates the end of a karmic cycle. I mean, literally look at this person. What is he? He's gone. Okay. And they're both in the upright and reverse mean the same thing, but in the reverse, it's permanent. It's done. The way of life that you were living is no more. Your life is over. It's done. All right. I do feel like messages are going to come through from the police. They're going to be urgent messages if they haven't already. I haven't watched the news, so I don't know what's out there about her. But I do feel like the messages are going to come through, which will bring good news about maybe the way she was handled, maybe the way she was, cut up or whatever happened to her body. There's certain words I can't use, y'all, or I'll get demonetized. But there'll be news coming out about that. Now, Are they going to find her? Yes and no. Okay, so if she's in pieces, where are all those parts? I see that he drug her to the car, but I feel like he drug her in pieces, all right? Because in the house, they put that luminol stuff or whatever that is to light up blood stains. There was dragging marks towards the garage, towards the car, all right? He sold that car right after to cover up evidence. But I feel like he did it in pieces, okay? I also see that only parts will be found, but not the whole thing, because I feel like he or whoever did this to her, I'm not going to say just he, because, we're not trying to blame anybody here, but whoever did this to her, we all know who, deposited her body parts in different areas. One over here, one in this water. I see that a lot of water. One over there, one over there. They're separated. They're not together. I know this sounds horrible, gruesome, but I'm telling you what Spirit told me. I'm telling you what the police might come out and say if they haven't already. I feel like they're going to come up with this theory, the exact same theory that I'm giving you. I feel like they're going to conclude to that. I feel like they will find parts of her. Mainly where a cell phone is. I feel like he took the cell phone with him or with her, or threw it in the water with her or something like that. I feel like the last ping on her phone was going to be there, wherever the first body part went, or wherever the body part that had the cell phone on it. I feel like the last ping on that cell phone is going to be right there where they'll find that part. They're not going to find all of it, I don't believe. Now, if she suddenly appears, y'all, then we can say, okay, Spirit was wrong. But I don't believe that she's going to appear alive. I don't believe that because of what Spirit is telling me. None of this comes from me, all right? If I tell you what I see in my mind, you're going to be totally shocked. But I'm not going to say that because we are talking about a third party. So I'm only telling you what Spirit says and what I see in the cards and what they're showing me, all right? Has she crossed over? Yes. This is the Hangman. I always get this when people fall to their demise and they cross over to the other side when they go into the light. So this is what I see for her, that she has gone into the light. But I see she wants tremendous justice, huge justice. She needs the truth to come out. Will the truth come out? Yes. Truth is going to come out. When? I can't tell you that. Maybe 3 weeks, 3 months. But it's going to happen. Again, after they get him or the person that did this, there'll be confessions. I feel like he'll be forced to confess the truth, or forced to confess parts of the truth, or something like that. Will he confess the whole truth? I don't think so. Maybe he will, but I honestly don't see that. But I feel like he'll have no choice to confess the whole, or not the whole truth, but parts of the truth. I feel like he'll fabricate a lot of it. Yeah, I feel like he's going to fabricate a lot of it. All right, y'all, so I'm going to close here. This is a lot, y'all. This is a lot of information, and I have so much more I could tell you, but Spirit limits me on what to say during these sessions. There's a lot I can't say because it's third party. Again, it's alleged. If you don't know what alleged is, Google it. It's alleged. It's a tarot card reading from Spirit, not from me, not my own thoughts. I have my own thoughts on this and my own views, and let me tell you, it's a lot more than here. All right, so yeah, this is part 2. Most likely there'll be a part 3 after they find her or conclude something. All right, so I'm going to close here. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.